we'll give it a second for people to hop on. Looks like we've got one person viewing. You guys are hopping on. Go ahead and comment on what your favorite kitchen ingredient is, or if you like to do face masks at home. And not the kind that we have to wear now over our face, but this kind that makes our skin feel good. And if you guys hear a noise, I'm very sorry. My foster dog has decided this is a great time to eat her lunch. So we're trying to keep her out of the kitchen, but it's kind of hard to say no to her face. Okay, let's see, make sure. Good. Ooh, sugar. Jennifer says sugar. All right. We're going to be using a lot of sugar today. Sugar is a really great exfoliant for our skin. It's really gentle on our skin too. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. You guys learned the yogurt and honey face mask last week. Yeah, that's a really good one to make as well. Honey is used in a lot of face masks and scrubs. We're going to be using it today because it's a natural hydrator. But I think we can go ahead and begin. So, oh, hi Bella. Bella is joining us from Southern California. Hannah likes chocolate chips, me too. And hi Marissa. Marissa's our buddy from GSWO. So hey Girl Scouts. Welcome to another Self-Care Sunday. Today we're going to be talking about how to make our skin feel all nice and smooth, because I know that there's nothing I love more than doing a hydrating facial mask at the end of a long week, especially if I've been out in the sun all day. And we have a special guest today. My mom is joining us for a late Mother's Day program. And my mom was a Girl Scout leader,
yes,
right?
I was. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Through first grade through 8th grade.
Yeah, so for like 8 years there. Not my Girl Scout leader. Apparently I was too much to handle. But
your younger sister.
Yeah, my little sister. So we'll talk to her about what she liked to do as a Girl Scout leader a little bit later today. All right. We've got, okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a simple facial scrub. So what we'll do today is make a facial scrub, an exfoliant, and gets rid of all the bad stuff, all the dirt that might be lurking underneath our skin. And then we'll wash that off and we'll finish with a face mask to hydrate our skin. So I'm gonna probably have to take off my glasses for this. Mom, you might also have to
has to see.
You might also have to take off your glasses. Oh, and Letitia's commenting. She is a brownie in Troop 55906 in Illinois. Ooh,
welcome.
Very fun. All right. If you've got long hair like me, you're probably going to want to go ahead and put it back. Otherwise, it's going to get in your hair, and I'm going to be honest, it's not very fun to have honey in your hair. Luckily, my mom over here has pretty short hair, even though I don't think she brought anything to swoop it back with.
Push it on my ears.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So our first thing that we're going to be making is a facial scrub. And for that, you are going to need a half a cup of sugar. So I already started measuring it out here a little bit. Let's see if I can get some more. Doesn't seem to want to come out right now. There we go. Awesome, okay. And if you're like me, sugar will get everywhere, but that's okay because it's edible and you can just sweep it right up. All right, so I've got half a cup of sugar here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in one of our bowls. And then I'm also going to use a tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of honey, and I know I said lemon in the comments, but I didn't have a lemon, I had limes. So since limes are small, I'm gonna go ahead and use the juice from a whole lime, but you can also use juice from half a lemon. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're going to want to take a separate bowl, and you're gonna wanna, I'm gonna eyeball this because I use this a lot and I can't find my measuring spoons right now. Put a little bit, your tablespoon of olive oil in here, like that. A little bit more. Okay. And this is why I brought my mom with me. She's very good at this stuff. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my honey. And it needs to be opened. Does anybody else like honey? I love honey. I had to buy a new thing for this because I was almost out. But my favorite is in the fall. I have a friend who owns an apiary, which is a bee farm, and she gives me fresh honey, and it's pretty delicious. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of honey. And then I'm going to add our limes. We're just gonna go ahead and squeeze the juice from the limes into here. Now the juice from the limes acts as such of a, toner of sorts. So it's gonna make sure that it's gonna give your skin that nice taut feeling that you get when it's really clean, like after you wash it with soap. There we go, there's half. We'll take another half because this is pretty small. And Mom, would you do me a favor? Could you grab a fork from over there?
Absolutely.
All right, and we got all that lime juice coming out. This is a good workout for your hands too. There we go. Would you, go ahead and whisk that together. So let's combine. Awesome. Perfect.
Yep.
And then we're gonna go ahead and slowly add this to our sugar. And it's gonna kind of like continue to drip out. Make sure you get as much of that as possible. There we go. And then we're going to stir this together. So I'm just using a fork here. You can use a whisk, you can use whatever you have handy. And if you see that it's a little bit too dry, you don't want it to be too wet because then it's going to be really sticky on your skin. So you don't want it too wet. But you want it to be like not too dry like it is right now. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more oil for a mixture. This is why you should use a measuring spoon because it gets a little bit more even. Here we go. Let's see. I don't want to overpower it with more oil, so I'm going to add some more lime juice, just a squeeze. Let's see. And just a bit more honey. You always want to start with less. Less is good, because you can always add more if you need it, right?
Yep, can't take away.
You can't take away. My mom's a really good baker. We like to bake a lot in my house. So that's the biggest thing she's taught me, I think, is less is the best. All right. So I will go ahead and show you.
It's kind of like sand.
It is kind of like sand. It's a good comparison. So this is what it looks like. You know, it's not too wet. It's a little bit crumbly right there. So then I've got a nice bowl of warm water prepared right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get my face wet.
You gotta wash one.
Mother? Yes, I do. Okay, so my face is nice and wet right there. And
That feels good.
yep. Don't want it to be too cold. Warm water is gonna open up your pores. And pores, you guys know that your skin is porous, right? So it can absorb things. And that's how dirt and chemicals and bad things that we attract throughout the day, that's how it gets down into our skin, and that's what causes things like acne and breakouts and sometimes little bumps all over your face. So warm water opens up your pores, cold water tightens them. So we want to use warm water to make our face nice and warm. And then go ahead, we're gonna just take a little bit of this between our hands, rub it together. And I'm gonna do this over the sink. You can just go ahead and put it all over your face.
Oh, it smells good.
Oh, it does smell good.
It smells tropical.
Huh, it's the limes and honey. And it's not gonna feel super smooth, but that's okay. It's gonna feel kind of abrasive, but that's just the sand-like texture. All right. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. All right. So, Mom, you were a Girl Scout leader for 8 years,
Yes,
right?
I was. This is fun.
This is fun. Did you do anything like this when you were a Girl Scout leader?
Well, we didn't have this type of thing. It was a long time
It was a
ago.
long time ago.
So,
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get a little bit more in here. This makes a lot too. I like to make this sometimes as gifts. So during college, I used this a lot, this recipe a lot, and I made big batches and I put them into mason jars and I gave them as homemade gifts to my friends and family.
makes your hands feel good.
And it makes your hands feel really good, really
Really
soft. Yeah. And it's just something nice and simple. If you have any essential oils, make sure that they're natural and not chemical based, but you can add those too and then add a nice little scent. All right. So now we're gonna go ahead and wash this off with our warm water. We're just gonna... Oh, and I'm tasting honey.
And lime.
And lime.
Sugar.
This might be a little bit. I take a couple tries. Let's see. There we go. All right, your turn. Ooh, and now my face feels nice and soft, and moisturized. All right, there you go, Mom.
Thank you.
Let's go back up here. Let's see, any cool comments? Oh, Natalie owns bees. I love bees. Save the bees.
Save the bees.
Save the bees. I just planted a garden for pollinators, so hopefully I'll get some bumblebees coming here. Awesome. Ooh, Amal just had honey with toast. That's awesome. All right. All right. So, oh, doesn't your face just feel so
yes.
nice? Oh, and now I'm just gonna keep touching my face, which, good thing I just washed my hands. Remember to wash your hands before you touch your face. All right. So now we're gonna move on to our mask. So I'm gonna ask if you can put that over there, please. I'm gonna get another nice, clean, fresh bowl. And this, super simple, super easy. It's just basically an avocado. So I'm gonna go ahead and slice this avocado. Do you wanna cut the avocado? Are you good at cutting avocados?
Not without my glasses on.
Oh, do you want me to give you your glasses?
Keep quiet. You can cut the avocado.
Okay. Let's see. She's telling me not to cut my hand. That's happened a few times. All right. And it doesn't have to be the best or the prettiest. You know, sometimes when you're making things with avocados, you wanna make it look nice. That's not really necessary here. Let's see. There we go. Avocados are my favorite fruit, though. Does anybody like to make homemade guacamole? Those are my favorite things to make. So, all right. It's not very pretty. I kind of smushed it. Yeah. So we're just going to take a spoon. I'm going to spoon it out into our bowl over here.
Do you need both hands?
Yeah, we might as well because this is a tiny one. This one's kind of fresh and ripe. So it's kind of hard, and that's okay. But if you're out shopping and you are like getting avocados with the intent to make this facial mask, go ahead and look for one that's a little bit softer. It's just gonna be easier for you to stir it all together. All right. Awesome, all right. So we're gonna take our fork now. We've got our avocado in our bowl, and we're just gonna kind of smush it all together so that we don't have those big chunks in there. This is not going well.
It's fine. The avocado just needs to be a little riper.
It does. A little softer, but that's okay. try to spoon. Oh, there we go. This is also a really good time to use a pestle and mortar if you have one, to be able to just really get in there and smash it all up and grind it. Let's see. There we go. All right. All right, so it's still kind of chunky, but that's okay. We'll mix it a little bit more when we get our honey in here. And then again, it's just a tablespoon of honey. We just want a little bit because, again, you don't want your skin to be super sticky. There we go. And we're going to mix it again. Let's see. Does anybody else like avocados? Hanan likes to make omelets with avocados. I think that's what it says. I took my glasses off. Oh. Hi, Viva from Troop 293, Moreno Valley, California. Glad you can join us.
Good morning out there.
Oh, yeah, it is morning. Oh, there we go. Let's try to get that big chunk right there. You just kind of want to keep doing this until it looks like a paste, almost. So you could also go ahead and try using a whisk for this, or a mixer that you use for baking if you have one of those. I do not. I do things the old-fashioned way with my hands. All right, so this is kind of what it looks like now. You see how it's nice and smooth and a paste. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You get to test it out. So you can use your hands for this. I'm going to go ahead and use an applicator, a face mask applicator. And I'm just going to get it on here nice and well and paint it on. Let's do this side so they can see. Oh, a little chunk there. There we go. It doesn't have to be on super thick. Your whole face doesn't have to be green. I know that's kind of fun. And also, this tastes really good.
Especially if you're doing it to your mom.
Especially if you're doing it to your mom. Well, that's the fun part. It's okay. You get to do me next.
Okay, that's good.
That's good. Okay. Do you want to?
I can't.
Nope. You gotta let it. You have to let it sit.
No, I know. I can't see, so this is going to be fun doing it to you.
So, avocados are really good. Oh, that's cold. Are really good ingredient for facial masks because they are full of fatty acids. Mm-hmm. So they smooth and moisturize skin. Personally, I have really dry skin. There you go. So that I really like it. And then honey, again, is a natural hydrator. And honey is used to treat all types of different skin irritations. So like if you're ever out in the sun for too long and your skin gets like really red and puffy, you can use aloe, but then you can also go in and use honey on it. And we're gonna let this sit for a second and make it nice and dry. And it will go ahead and it will help reduce that irritation that you're feeling. It's also used to treat things like acne, which I know some of us have a problem with. I do. So I really like to use honey. That's why I always keep some in my kitchen. So that tastes pretty good. Let's see. What else can we ask her? So she was a Girl Scout leader for 8 years. Mm-hmm. Why did you decide to be a leader?
Because you had a really strong leader in Girl Scouts, and I saw the benefits that you got from Girl Scouts, so I wanted to make sure your sister Emily had a good experience. So me and another mom, we were the Girl Scout leaders for their entire grades 1 through 8.
There you go.
In elementary school.
What was your favorite thing to do?
We like to go camping, but not so much intense. We like to camp in the cabins, but we did that 2 or 3 times, and that was a lot of fun. So
my troop was the tent camping troop, and she went to one time, and then she became a Girl Scout leader and said, no, they're gonna do lodge camping. Yeah. Too many spiders.
Platform tents were but we did. We went camping quite a few times. It was a lot of fun. Lots of fun.
And you were cookie mom for my troop, right?
For 4 years, I was your cookie mom.
It's one of my favorite Girl Scout memories is, well, and I wouldn't say favorite, but vivid, is just our living room being full of cookies and not being allowed to eat any of them because we had to deliver them. And that is torture. It's torture as a kid. I'm sure some of you guys can relate over here. Let's go ahead and see if we have any more comments. Is there other things that you can substitute for avocados? That's a really good question, Natalie. Not off the top of my head. Can you think of anything you could use to substitute avocado for?
No, but that's something we could absolutely look up and answer that question.
Yeah, I'll be on for a little bit after we end this program, so I can do some research for you and go back and answer your question. Usually avocado is used as a substitute in cooking and baking because it's a really nice substitute for butter. So if you've, so if somebody in your family has a dairy allergy and you're cooking, or you just don't want all of that fat from a butter, an avocado is a really great substitute for it. All right, I think this is nice and dry, don't you? So we are gonna go ahead and wash this off, but I won't make you guys watch that. It's gonna be a little bit messy. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. In the comments, let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you make this and how it turns out and if you like it. So have a great day, everybody.
Bye, everyone.